In January of 1998, Lawrence County Deputy Kyle Dinkheller was murdered in the line of duty.
This execution nationwide in 2015 happened a couple hours ago in Butts County.
Good, come on back here. Keep your hands out of your pocket. Keep your hands out of your pocket, sir. Sir.
The Georgia Supreme Court denied a stay of execution for Brandon earlier this afternoon.
I was a deputy at Lawrence County Sheriff's Department.
We're employed together at the Lawrence County Sheriff's.
If you're not related to the police officers, or if you're not from those communities, it can become easy to move on.
It's scheduled to begin in less than an hour. In a 6-1 decision, the Georgia Supreme Court denied a stay.
The man who murdered a Lawrence County Sheriff's deputy in 1998.
Exploring the tragic final moments of a corrupt veteran, unraveling the complexities surrounding his demise. Crime. The fateful incident involving Deputy Kyle Dinkheller unfolded on January 12, 1998 in Lawrence County, Georgia, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's consciousness. This tragic event emerged from a routine traffic stop that spiraled into a fatal shootout between Dinkheller and Andrew Howard Brannon, a Vietnam War veteran who was pulled over for speeding. What makes this incident particularly noteworthy is that it was captured on a personal video recorder affixed to Dinkheller's patrol car dashboard, a recording that has since become a crucial training tool in police academies across the United States. As the confrontation escalated, Deputy Dinkheller, armed with his semi-auto pistol, faced off against Brannon, who wielded an Iver Johnson M1 carbine. The exchange of gunfire resulted in Dinkheller successfully injuring Brannon. Despite this, Brannon, exhibiting a chilling determination, managed to reload his weapon and deliver a fatal shot directly into Dinkheller's eye. Following this heinous act, Brannon quickly fled the scene in his Toyota pickup truck, leaving behind a scene of unimaginable tragedy. The following morning, law enforcement authorities discovered Brannon still within Lawrence County, concealed beneath a camouflage tarp and nestled within a sleeping bag. This apprehension marked the beginning of the end for Brannon, as he was promptly taken into custody for the slaying of Deputy Dinkheller. The arrest brought a modicum of solace to a community grappling with the loss of one of its own. Andrew Howard Brannon's legal defense was built upon a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity, asserting that he has suffered a post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, as a direct consequence of his harrowing experiences in the Vietnam War. This claim, however, was met with skepticism. The existence of Dinkheller's record video provided a stark and unimpeachable account of Brannon's actions, ultimately leading the jury to conclude that he had deliberately and sadistically taken the life of the deputy. 2 years after the tragic incident, on January 28, 2000, the jury reached a verdict, finding Brannon guilty of the slaying of Deputy Kyle Dinkheller. Just 2 days later, on January 30th, he was sentenced to demise. The judicial process, while protracted, ultimately delivered a verdict that reflected the gravity of Brannon's crime. 17 years and 1 day after the chilling events of January 12, 1998, justice was finally administered. On January 13, 2015, Andrew Howard Brannon was executed by lethal injection. This somber conclusion marked the culmination of a long and painful journey for the family, friends, and colleagues of Deputy Dinkheller, as well as for the community he served. The slaying of Kyle Dinkheller stands as a poignant reminder of the dangers that law enforcement officers face in the line of duty. The inclusion of the personal video recording added a layer of undeniable truth to the proceedings, ensuring that justice was meted out in the face of a heinous act. The legacy of this tragedy endures, not only in the hearts of those who knew and loved Kyle Dinkheller, but also in the training rooms of police academies, where his memory lives on in the pursuit of safer communities.
In January of 1998, Lawrence County Deputy Kyle Dinkheller was murdered in the line of duty.
Who murdered a Lawrence County Sheriff's deputy in 1998.
The Georgia Supreme Court denied a stay of execution for Brandon earlier this afternoon.
How you doing today?
One of the films you can watch this weekend at the American Film Fest is the documentary titled Dinkheller.
Come on back. How you doing today?
Is scheduled to begin in less than an hour. In a 6-1 decision, the Georgia Supreme Court denied a stay.
My son's name is Kyle Dinkeller.
My name is Ashley Dinkeller.
Driver, step back here to me. Come on back here for me.
Confrontation and shootout. On January 12, 1998, in Lawrence County, Georgia, Deputy Kai Wayne Dinkeller, concluding his shift with the sheriff's office, encountering a speeding Toyota pickup truck near Dudley. The vehicle was clocked at an alarming 98 miles per hour, 158 kilometers per hour, prompting Dinkeller to initiate a routine traffic stop on Whipple Crossing Road, adjacent to Interstate 16. Little did he know that this seemingly routine encounter would escalate into a confrontation that will leave an indelible mark on law enforcement history. Both Deputy Dinkeller and the driver, Andrew Brannon, emerged from their vehicles, initiating the encounter with customary pleasantries. However, the situation took a dark turn when Brannon, defying expectations, abruptly thrust both hands into his pockets. In response, Dinkeller swiftly instructed him to reveal his hands and keep them within plain view, recognizing the potential threat that had emerged. Brannon's demeanor swiftly shifted to nonchalant to belligerent. He began to shout provocations at the deputy, taunting him to take action. In a surreal display, Brannon engaged in a frenzied dance, wildly gesticulating in the middle of the road. Dinkeller, fully cognizant of the escalating danger, urgently radioed for backup, while sternly commanding Brannon to cease his erratic behavior and approach the police cruiser. As Brannon observed Dinkeller's request for additional units, he chose to disregard it, instead advancing aggressively towards the deputy. Faced with Brannon's mounting aggression, Dinkeller made a tactical decision to retreat, all the while issuing stern directives and utilizing his baton to maintain a safe distance. The dashcam footage pungently captured Brannon's defiant proclamation of being a goddamn Vietnam combat veteran, a stark testament to the intensity of the confrontation. Despite Dinkeller's valiant attempts to de-escalation, Brannon defiantly returned to his pickup truck, where he retrieved an Iver Johnson M1 carbine concealed beneath the driver's seat. Taking cover near the driver's side door, Brannon's actions signaled a perilous escalation of the situation, as he readied himself for a potentially deadly exchange. Positioned near the passenger door of his cruiser, Dinkeller continued to issue commands. However, Brannon turned towards Dinkeller, brandishing the rifle and discharging multiple rounds. Dinkeller's initial shot, it is speculated, may have served as a warning, as it missed its mark. Tragically, the deputy's subsequent attempts to defend himself were met with Brannon's relentless onslaught. Despite sustaining grievous injuries to his arms and legs, Dinkeller displayed a remarkable fortitude, managing to reload his weapon. In a final act of valor, he inflicted a gunshot wound to Brannon's abdomen before succumbing to his own wounds. As Brannon callously declared, "Die fucker," he administered the fatal shot directly into Dinkeller's right eye, sealing the deputy's fate. With the devastating culmination of the shootout, Brannon, displaying a chilling resolve, retreated to his truck and fled the scene. His departure left behind a tableau of unimaginable sorrow and loss, forever etching the events of that tragic day into the collective memory of the community and law enforcement at large. The events of January 12, 1998 serve as a blunt reminder of the unpredictable and often perilous nature of law enforcement work. Deputy Kyle Wayne Dinkeller's valiant efforts to maintain control and protect himself ultimately fell short, leaving a legacy of sacrifice and bravery. The detailed account of the confrontation and shootout stands as a somber testament to the courage and dedication of those who stand on the front lines of public safety. Aftermath. The devastating events on January 12, 1998, involving Deputy Kyle Wayne Dinkeller and Andrew Brannon, reverberated through the community of Lawrence County, Georgia, and beyond. The shocking confrontation and shootout, captured on Dinkeller's dashcam, would lead to a series of legal proceedings culminating in Brannon's ending. This aftermath, marked by Brannon's arrest, trial, and eventual ending, sheds light on the pursuit of justice and the enduring impact of this tragic event. The morning after the fatal confrontation, Brannon was apprehended without incident. His surrender was marked by a chilling statement to investigate authorities, declaring, "They can hang me." This grim acknowledgement hinted to a profound understanding of the gravity of his actions, setting the stage for the legal proceedings that would follow. Nearly 2 years after the tragedy, on January 28, 2000, the legal system rendered its verdict. Andrew Brannon was found guilty of the slaying of Deputy Kyle Dinkheller. The weight of the evidence, including the compelling dashcam footage, left little room for doubt. The court, recognizing the premeditated, torturous, and cruel nature of the crime, handed down the harshest sentence: demise. As the legal process unfolded, the Georgia Department of Corrections announced on January 2, 2015, that an ending date had been set for Brannon, marking January 13 as the day of reckoning. The announcement brought a sense of closure to a community still grappling with the loss of their beloved deputy, and it served as a somber reminder of the consequences of such a heinous act. In the days leading up to the scheduled ending, a clemency hearing was convened on January 12, affording an opportunity for Brannon's case to be reviewed by the Georgia State Board of Pardons and Paroles. After careful consideration, the board voted to deny clemency, reaffirming the gravity of Brannon's crime and the justness of the sentence imposed. January 13, 2015 marked a solemn moment in U.S. legal history. Andrew Brannon, convicted of the slaying of Deputy Kyle Dinkheller, became the first person to be executed in the United States that year. The solemnity of the occasion underscored the profound impact of Dinkheller's tragic demise, serving as a testament to the unwavering commitment of the justice system to hold individuals accountable for their actions. The aftermath of the Kyle Dinkheller tragedy stands as a testament to the resilience of a community in the face of unspeakable loss. From Brannon's arrest to the culmination of legal proceedings, justice was pursued diligently and ultimately served. The ending of Andrew Brannon was a solemn moment, provided a measure of closure for those affected by the tragedy. Deputy Kyle Wayne Dinkheller's legacy endures, not only in the hearts of his loved ones, but also in the pursuit of justice that followed his untimely demise.
An Atlanta Police Department officer set out to find answers about the case. Filmmaker Patrick Shaver says,
This execution nationwide in 2015 happened a couple hours ago in Butts County.
My real name is Aaron Lowry. My nickname is Skip Lowry.
Darren Mitchum, I'm the sheriff of Twiggs County.
God damn it, here I am. Shoot my fucking ass. Come here. Here I am. Sir, come here.
Anybody that watches this tape and doesn't have problems sleeping at night.
41 NBC's Alexa Rodriguez has more on Andrew Brannon's final moments.
Sentenced to death for the murder of Lawrence County Sheriff's Deputy Kyle Dinkheller. Dinkheller stopped Brannon from...
Good, come on back here. Keep your hands out of your pocket. Keep your hands out of your pocket, sir. Sir!
Andrew Howard Brannon, perpetrator. Career in the military. Andrew Howard Brannon was born on November 26, 1948, and his journey through life began in the backdrop of post-war America. He completed his high school education in 1967, setting the stage for a future that would profoundly influenced by his experiences in the United States Army. In August 1968, Brannon embarked on a path of service by enlisting in the United States Army. His induction training took place at Fort Benning in Georgia, a crucial initiation into the world of military discipline and training. In February 1969, Brannon advanced to the Artillery Officer Candidate School at Fort Sill in Oklahoma, a pivotal step in his military education. By July of that year, he had earned his commission as an artillery officer, a momentous achievement in his military career. Brannon's service took a significant turn when he was assigned to the esteemed 82nd Airborne Division, a division known for its rapid deployment capabilities and airborne infantry expertise. This assignment underscored Brannon's commitment to a life of duty and responsibility. In July 1969, he would receive orders that would lead him to the heart of the Vietnam War, where he would serve with distinction. Brennan's deployment in Vietnam placed him in the Field Artillery Branch, where he assumed the roles of a forward observer and executive officer within the 23rd Infantry Division stationed in Chu Lai, South Vietnam. This period was marked by the harsh realities of combat, as Brennan witnessed the tragic loss of a fellow officer due to a landmine explosion. The traumatic event would leave an enduring mark on Brennan, resurfacing later during a pivotal psychiatric evaluation in 1989. Brennan's leadership and adaptability were evident in his assumption of command over a company on 2 separate occasions, stepping in after the commander had fallen. These experiences underscored his resilience and dedication to his fellow soldiers, even in the midst of adversity. Following his tour in Vietnam, Brennan's journey led him to Fort Lewis in Washington State. It was here that he transitioned to the United States Army Reserve, a shift that allowed him to serve intermittently, contributing to the nation's defense for 2-week periods at a time. This marked a significant change in his military service, demonstrating a continued commitment to duty even as he navigated transitions within his military career. Brennan's dedication and proficiency in his military role did not go unnoticed. Over the course of his service, he earned notable accolades, including the prestigious Bronze Star and 2 instances of the Army Commendation Medal. These awards reflected the high regard in which he was held by his superiors, who described him as an astounding and exemplary officer. Brennan's record attested to his exceptional performance and committed to the principles of military service. Andrew Howard Brennan's life was shaped by a profound dedication to his country, marked by his years of service in the United States Army. From his formative years in the military to his deployment in the crucible of the Vietnam War, Brennan's experiences forged a legacy to resilience and leadership. His receipt of prestigious military honors highlighted his exceptional contributions to the nation's defense. Brennan's story serves as a testament to the enduring impact of military service on the lives of individuals and the profound sacrifices made in the pursuit of duty and honor. Later life and tragic demise. In the years that followed his military service, Andrew Howard Brennan grappled with the weight of his experiences, carrying the invisible scars of war with him. His battle against post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, was central to his defense during the trial that would ultimately seal his fate. Brennan attributed this debilitating condition to the harrowing moments he had endured on the battlefield, a testament to the enduring toll that combat can exact on the human spirit. The profound psychological burden he bore began to seep into every facet of his life, casting a long and distressing shadow over his personal relationships. In 1981, the strain became too great, leading to the painful dissolution of his marriage. The violent behavior stemming from his PTSD, while undoubtedly a manifestation of his internal turmoil, became an inescapable reality for Brennan, exacerbating the challenges he faced in his daily life. It was a testament to the profound and lasting impact that the traumas of war can have on an individual, even long after the battlefield has been left behind. A crucial turning point occurred in 1994, when the Department of Veterans Affairs took official notice of Brennan's mental health struggles. In an acknowledgement of the gravity of his condition, Brennan was designated as 100% disabled due to depression and bipolar disorder. This recognition from a formal institution highlighted the severity of the psychological wounds he carried, providing a tangible validation of the pain he had endured. It served as a stark reminder of the profound and lasting impact of his military service on his mental well-being, a reality that would ultimately play a pivotal role in the tragic events that followed. As Brennan's life continued to unfold, his struggle with PTSD remained a defining aspect of his existence. The acknowledgement of his condition by the Department of Veterans Affairs was not only a recognition of his individual suffering, but also a stark reminder of the broader issue of mental health among veterans. It underscored the pressing need for comprehensive and empathetic support systems for those who bear the emotional scars of military service. In the face of this uphill battle, Brennan would find himself entangled in a legal saga that would ultimately culminate in a life-altering verdict. His defense, rooted in the acknowledgement of his mental health struggles, would ultimately contend with the exigencies of the justice system. The clash of these two forces would shape the final chapters of Andrew Howard Brennan's life, leaving an indelible mark on his legacy, and serving as a powerful reminder of the complex interplay between mental health, military service, and the pursuit of justice.
Circulating around Dean Keller's name, Schaefer wanted to show the world who Dean Keller really was as a person.
And I'm not one for that. This is probably the only thing in my career.
By lethal injection Tuesday night for killing Lawrence County Sheriff's Deputy Kyle Dinkeller.
Kyle made the ultimate.
I was a deputy at Lawrence County Sheriff's Department.
We were employed together at the Lawrence County Sheriff.
Sir, get back! Now! Get back! Get back! Sir, get back!
That lose those police officers, that's a huge impact that doesn't go away. So 20 years later,
he come to work, you know, he left his cards at the door. When he walked through that door of the Sheriff's Department, he had a smile on his face. He was ready to go to work.
Attorneys argued he suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, which stems from serving in the Vietnam War.
He's at some point threatened that if he ever uses force again, he's going to lose his job.
Now! No! Get back! Fuck you! Sir, get back! No! I'm telling you now! Get back, sir! Sir!
Legal battles and refusal of clemency. Brennan's legal battles unfolded against the backdrop of a profoundly complex and emotionally charged case. Central to his defense was the assertion that he was not criminally responsible for his conviction due to reasons of insanity. His legal team, keenly aware of the debilitating effects of his PTSD and associated mental health conditions, argued that these factors significantly influenced his actions during the tragic encounter with Deputy Kyle Dinkeller. The crux of their argument lay in the contention that Brennan's mental state at the time of the incident rendered him incapable of fully comprehending the consequences of his actions. They emphasized that the psychological trauma he endured from his military service had left an indelible mark on his psyche, influencing his behavior in ways that were beyond his control. Despite the compelling nature of this defense, the legal system ultimately proved unyielding. Both the Georgia Supreme Court and the United States Supreme Court refused to intervene on Brennan's behalf. This pivotal decision was delivered on the very day that had been set for Brennan's ending, underscoring the unwavering determination of the legal system to uphold his conviction and carry out the prescribed sentence. The refusal of clemency marked a critical juncture in Brennan's legal journey. It served as a poignant reminder of the intricate interplay between justice, mental health, and personal accountability. The court's verdict, while a culmination of rigorous legal deliberation, also raised profound ethical questions about the extent to which an individual's mental state should be considered in matters of culpability and punishment. Brennan's case resonated far beyond the confines of the courtroom, sparking broader conversations about the treatment of veterans suffering from PTSD and the challenges they face in navigating a legal system that may not fully comprehend the complexities of their condition. It brought to light the urgent need for a more nuanced and compassionate approach to cases involving individuals grappling with the enduring effects of military service on their mental well-being. Final moments and ending. On January 13th, 2015, at 8:33 p.m. EST, Andrew Howard Brennan faced the ultimate consequence of his actions. He was executed by lethal injection at the Georgia Diagnostic and Classification State Prison near Jackson, Georgia. At the time of his demise, Brennan was 66 years old, bringing an end to a life marked by both valor and tragedy. In his final statement, Brennan extended his condolences to the Dinkeller family, particularly acknowledging Kyle's parents, wife, and 2 children. This gesture of remorse offered a glimpse into the complex emotions that Brennan grappled with in his final moments. He candidly addressed the weight of his protracted legal status, expressing relief at the prospect of finally leaving it all behind. A pastor then delivered a prayer, offering a spiritual moment of reflection and solace. With that, Brennan's life came to a close, marking a somber conclusion to a tumultuous journey. It is noteworthy that Brennan's ending took place exactly 17 years after the tragic shooting of Deputy Kyle Dinkeller. This coincidence added an eerie layer of significance to the event, underscoring the enduring impact of that fateful encounter on both families and communities. Life and legacy of Deputy Kyle Wayne Dinkheller. Deputy Kyle Wayne Dinkheller's life story is one of dedication, sacrifice, and the tragic consequences that can befall those who uphold the principles of law enforcement. Born on June 18, 1975, in San Diego, California, Dinkheller's journey through life would see him become a dedicated deputy within Lawrence County Sheriff's Office, LCSO, in the U.S. state of Georgia. His unwavering commitment to his duty would ultimately lead to his recognition as the 1998 Deputy Sheriff of the Year by the Georgia Sheriff's Association, an honor that serves as a testament to his dedication and service to his community. Dinkheller's formative years were spent in California, where he completed his education at Quartz Hill High School in 1993. However, it was his calling to serve and protect that guided his path, leading him to the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office. In March 1995, Dinkheller joined the LCSO as a jailer, marking his initial foray into the world of law enforcement. This early experience provided him with the valuable insights into the criminal justice system and laid the foundation for his future career as a police officer. In 1996, Dinkheller took a significant step forward in his journey by becoming a certified police officer with the state of Georgia. This achievement was a pivotal moment in his life, as it formalized his role as a guardian of the community. He was no longer just a jailer, but as a sworn officer with authority and responsibility to enforce the law, protect citizens, and maintain order. Tragically, Dinkheller's promising career and life were cut short on January 12, 1998, when he faced a confrontation with motorist Andrew Howard Brennan during a routine traffic stop. The encounter escalated into a violent shootout, resulting in Brennan taking Dinkheller's life. At the time of his demise, Dinkheller was just 22 years old, and his promising future was extinguished in a moment of profound tragedy. Dinkheller's commitment to duty extended beyond the confines of his profession. He was a loving husband to his wife, Angela, and a doting father to his children, Ashley and Cody. Tragically, Cody was born 8 months after his father's untimely demise, growing up without the chance to know the man who had devoted his life to serving and protecting his community. Ashley, at just 22 months old when her father was taken from her, would also grow up without her father's physical presence. In the aftermath of his tragic demise, Deputy Kyle Wayne Dinkheller found his final resting place in the Garden of Remembrance at Fountainhead Memorial Park in Brevard County, Florida. This serene and reflective setting serves as a poignant reminder of the sacrifice made by individuals like Dinkheller, who dedicate their lives to upholding the law and ensuring the safety of their fellow citizens. Deputy Dinkheller's legacy extends far beyond his untimely passing. His recognition as the 1998 Deputy Sheriff of the Year by the Georgia Sheriff's Association posthumously honors his exemplary service and unwavering commitment to his community. It is a testament to the indomitable spirit of law enforcement officers who selflessly put their lives on the line to protect and serve. Dinkheller's tragic story is one that resonates deeply with those who understand the challenges and dangers faced by those who choose a career in law enforcement. His memory serves as a somber reminder of the sacrifices made by officers and their families.
It can become easy to move on from those situations.
Kyle laughing, remember him cracking jokes. He always had something good to say.
The district attorney's office told 41 NBC's Alexa Rodriguez they heard there might be some last-minute appeals.
State Criminal Enforcement Team.
I was Sheriff of Lawrence County from July the 14th.
I'm out the gun, I need help! Put the gun down! Put it down now!
As friends and family are talking about Kyle Dinkheller, they're feeling those emotions as if it happened yesterday.
14 years, it just kept me up at night. And that tape did it.
1987 till December 31st, 2004.
1078, radio 1018. Sir, step back now! Sir, get back!
Analysis and considerations. The violent and deadly confrontation from a traffic stop in 1998 had a profound impact on two Georgia families. Now, 17 years after the crime, Atlanta attorney Joe Loveland is representing Brannon at his clemency hearing, arguing against his scheduled ending. Loveland emphasizes that executing a Vietnam veteran with a bronze medal and no prior record, who also suffers from PTSD, is not morally justifiable. Loveland believes that the Georgia board, being the conscience of the state, needs to consider all relevant informations, such as Brannon's 100% disability due to PTSD, which is quite uncommon and indicates severe impairment. This information was not considered during Brannon's original sentencing. Additionally, Loveland presents evidence that Brannon was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and had stopped taking medication prior to the incident. At the hearing, Brannon's attorneys are also presenting letters from at least 20 veterans, underscoring the challenges faced by individuals who have experienced war trauma. However, for Deputy Dinkler's colleague, Corporal Brain Stokes, these factors hold little weight. As part of the team involved in the search for Brannon on that fateful night in January, Stokes was present when Brannon was found and apprehended the following morning. Stokes plans to attend Brannon's ending, hoping it will bring closure and peace for law enforcement personnel and the affected families. In the broader context of society in 2015, the question arises of whether it is sensible to execute a decorated veteran who undoubtedly experienced significant trauma during his time in the war. The morality and logic behind such an action must be explored and considered by society as a whole. The Dinkheller video. The Dinkheller video refers to a recording of a tragic incident involving Deputy Kyle Dinkheller, a law enforcement officer, and Andrew Brennan, a civilian. This video has gained significant attention and is widely used as a training tool in police academies across the United States. In the video, Deputy Dinkheller initiates a traffic stop on Brennan's vehicle due to a suspected speeding violation. As the encounter unfolds, it quickly escalates into a confrontational and dangerous situation. Brannon becomes agitated and uncooperative, exhibiting erratic behavior. Despite Deputy Dinkheller's attempts to defuse the situation through verbal communications and commands, Brannon continues to act aggressively. The critical moment in the video occurs when Brannon suddenly retrieves a firearm from his vehicle and opens fire on Deputy Dinkheller. Tragically, Deputy Dinkheller is fatally wounded in the exchange of gunfire. The video has become a crucial part of police training for several reasons. The video provides a stark and real-life illustration of the unpredictable and potentially life-threatening situations that law enforcement officers may face during routine encounters with civilians. The interactive adaptation of the video is used to test officers' decision-making skills, specifically in situations involving the use of deadly force. Trainees are put in a virtual scenario similar to Dinkheller's, allowing them to make decisions on how to handle a confrontational and potentially lethal encounter. It exposes trainees to the high-stress environment that officers may encounter on duty. This helps them to develop the ability to think clearly and make effective decisions under pressure. The video serves as a powerful reminder to law enforcement personnel that there may be situations where using lethal force is the only viable option to protect themselves or others. Overall, the Dinkheller video is a valuable training tool that aims to prepare law enforcement officers for the challenging and potentially life-threatening situations they may encounter in the line of duty. It emphasizes the importance of clear communication, quick decision-making, and, when necessary, the use of deadly force to ensure the safety of officers and the public. Impact on society. The slaying resulting from this violent confrontation had a profound impact on society. It served as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of escalated conflicts during routine traffic stops. The incident heightened concerns about the safety of law enforcement officers and deepened public awareness about the risks they face daily. The video footage capturing the brutal nature of the incident also had a lasting impact on society. It brought attention to the dangers faced by frontline responders and ignited discussions about the appropriate use of force in such situations. It prompted a collective reflection on the need for improved training, de-escalation techniques, and mental health support for both officers and individuals involved in these encounters. Additionally, the case raised broader societal questions about the treatment of veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and mental health issues. The defense's argument that the defendant's actions were influenced by his wartime experiences sparked conversations about the support and resources available to veterans who struggle with mental health conditions. This case prompted a closer examination of the long-term effects of military service and the responsibility society has in providing comprehensive care for those who have served. Overall, the impact of this slaying on society extended beyond the immediate tragedy. It sparked discussions, policy debates, and reflections on the complexity of law enforcement encounters, the challenges faced by veterans, and the collective responsibility to address and support individuals dealing with mental health issues.
Real good to the public, which is important when you're in an elected job, to have people that are responsive to.
If you're not related to the police officers, or if you're not from those communities, it can become easy.
Bill Harrell tells 41 NBC he hopes this brings closure to the Sheriff's Department and Deputy Dinkeller's family.
Put the gun down!
You can catch the film Saturday at the Hargrave Capitol Theater starting at 10, or on Sunday at the Douglas Theater starting at...
Cried.
He taught me a lot. I mean, he's just his attitude, if you knew him, it didn't matter what was bothering him.
Series of appeals with both the Georgia and U.S. Supreme Courts. Justices denied a stay of execution.
Lose his job. Is that true at all?
His crown that he was able to deal with the public in the way that he did, and he was well liked by everybody that knew him.
Lesson learned. The tragic incident served as a sobering reminder of the potential dangers faced by law enforcement officers in the line of duty, prompting a deeper examination of the risks and challenges they encounter daily. One of the primary lessons learned from this case was the importance of officer safety during routine interactions with the public. The video footage of the confrontation highlighted the speed at which situations can escalate and the need for officers to remain vigilant and prepared for unexpected scenarios. It brought attention to the need for comprehensive and ongoing training for law enforcement agencies to equip officers with the necessary tools and strategies for diffusing tense situations and minimizing the potential for violence. Furthermore, the case sparked discussions about the appropriate use of force and the importance of de-escalation techniques in law enforcement practices. The video evidence revealed the intense emotions and heightened volatility that can arise during confrontations, emphasizing the vital role of effective communication and conflict resolution skills. It became apparent that law enforcement agencies should prioritize training officers in de-escalation strategies to minimize the risk of violent outcomes during encounters with civilians. Another crucial lesson derived from this tragedy was the need for improved mental health support for both officers and individuals who may have experienced traumatic events. The defense argument that the perpetrator, a Vietnam veteran suffering from PTSD, was influenced by his wartime experiences, highlighted the complex interplay between mental health and criminal behavior. This case served as a catalyst for discussions about the importance of identifying and addressing mental health issues within the law enforcement community and providing appropriate resources and support to veterans coping with PTSD. The incident also prompted a reflection on the broader societal responsibility to provide comprehensive care for veterans struggling with mental health conditions. It shed light on gaps in the support system for those who have served in the military and emphasized the importance of accessible and effective mental health services. This case led to increased awareness of the unique challenges faced by veterans and sparked conversations about the necessity of tailored support systems to address their specific needs. Moreover, the impact of this slaying on society extended beyond the law enforcement and veteran communities. It elevated public awareness of the potential consequences of escalated conflicts during routine interactions with authorities. This heightened awareness spurred calls for mutual respect and understanding between individuals and law enforcement officers, fostering a dialogue aimed at promoting safer, more constructive interactions between the two. In conclusion, The lessons learned from this incident revolved around the need for enhanced officer safety, the importance of de-escalation techniques, improved mental health support, and the broader societal responsibility to care for veterans. These lessons have led to advancements in law enforcement training, policies, and mental health initiatives aimed at preventing similar tragedies and fostering a safer and more understanding society. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.